Alright guys, so another little out and about video for you today. I'm in Glasgow for this one, and this behind me is the famous tea for Tenants. So we're at their Wellpark Brewery and we're going to go and have a little look at their Drygate facility. So really curious to see what they've got on offer today. Might even do a little bit of a Tenants tasting for you, a bit of a Scottish classic this one. But I hope you enjoy this, and looking forward to seeing what Drygate have in store. Cheers! So yeah, just up the road from where you saw me a little minute ago with the cans and stuff like that, there's a lot of nice artwork here that just goes up towards the Brewery Museum and stuff. So yeah, there you can see the Japanese one, which I thought was really quite cool. Just up there's the Brewery Museum, but I thought this one was the best out of all of them. So yeah, a little bit of French, a little bit of Japanese, very cool indeed. Alright guys, so another wee feature of this brewery is the Tenants Story, which is a nice exhibition and museum. It's something that I've never done, but I've heard some really good things about this. If you do come to Drygate, perhaps this is something that you do want to check out, as well as the actual craft part of the brewery. Alright guys, so this is your entrance to the Drygate part of the Wellpark Brewery. It's pretty obvious. You just basically go left after the barrels you saw me standing at a little minute ago. So you come in here, you can see Drygate Brewing, and then you just go round and into the garden like this. So upstairs they do have a nice little seating area. We'll go and take a look at that, but this is the kind of front of it. I'm not sure if I'm meant to go up there, but yeah, you can see there is some nice kind of outdoor seating areas up there, and there's a second bar in there as well, and there you've got your main entrance. So we'll go in there in a minute. I'm a few minutes early, but we'll get in there in just a second. So yeah, when you come in the bar, it's quite cool. If you go over to the right there, they've got their bottle shop. I'll take you in there in a little bit. But then the main part of the bar area is very much like this. They've got a good kitchen that does good burgers and stuff like this. So come around here and you're over to the bar. So I'll let you have a little look at their tap list that they've got. So up here you've got one from Stone, Ripper, Drygate and Do-Gooder, West Coast Pale Ale, which looks pretty nice, Receiver Repeater, which is a farmhouse ale, Magic Rock, Phantasma, gluten-free IPA this one, Drygate Downtown Lights, Thistley Cross Traditional Cider. That's a really good brand of Scottish cider that you need to try if you find. Beavertown Gamma Ray, Drygate, Take Me to the River, a Lychee and Mint Go, so that sounds interesting. Neck Oil, the Session IPA from Beavertown, Tenants Unpasteurised Lager. I'm not sure if that's just the regular one. Pomona Island Brewing Company, Stuart Brewing, their Watermelon Grisette, Pomona Island Session IPA, and the Drygate Factory Pilsner, gluten-free lager, which is quite cool. But yeah, they've got a few bottles and things behind the thing as well. Orinoco Mocha Milk Stout, Glad Eye IPA, Seven Peaks, their Session IPA, Bareface Lager, Disco Forklift Truck, Mango Pale Ale. So some really interesting things, and there you can see all their bottles and stuff down there. So really good selection of stuff in the bar here. And I have to admit, I do like these little mats and things they've got as well, really stylish. And there you can see the bear just chilling. If you just look through here, you can see their brewing equipment too, which is quite cool. You can sit and watch them doing their little pilot brews. So really cool place to kind of come and have a look around. Alright guys, so here inside Drygate Brewing then, here's my first beer that I'm having a go of. So this one is the Bareface Lager. I have had this beer a number of years ago, I think, because this one, the first time I heard of Drygate Brewery was when they came into the supermarket. So you can get these beers quite widely in like Morrison's and Tesco's and all this kind of thing. So as you can see, as you'd expect from a lager beer, nice kind of light straw gold blonde colour. I've had a few sips of this one already, and you can see, white head on this one, kind of slightly cream ivory sort of colour, kind of what you'd expect, crystal clear. Aroma wise, this beer, this one to me, it smells really grainy. It's definitely got a bit of a kind of musky bread sort of note to it, a little bit of a bread crusty sort of thing. You can smell there's a teeny little bit of biscuit in there, but really this is quite a bready sort of grainy lager rather than anything else. On the hoppy side of things, there's a little touch of earthiness in there. You've got a bit of a floral quality as well, some kind of grassy notes. I mean, lagers always, as you know, they're not the most pungent of beer styles in terms of their aromas and things like that, but This one to me, it's quite grainy in that side of things. It's got a little bit of the hoppy character. Fruity wise, you're talking a little bit of that sort of slightly lemony, grassy kind of note to it. But I mean, compared to the German Pils, the Czech Pilsen, it doesn't really smell like any of those, to be honest with you. It does smell more like an ale, this beer, and almost a little bit English in terms of its grainy qualities. So yeah, let's take a look at this one then and see how we go on. Yeah, I mean, this beer is like, it's very kind of grainy and bready, and you can feel that sort of white bready quality just blanket in the middle of your tongue. You've got a little bit of that graininess in there too. There's a wee bit of a kind of biscuity quality as well to it in the middle of the palate, but that's very minimal. I mean, it really dries out in the middle of your palate and becomes a lot more grainy. It's a white bready sort of quality, but the further you go into the aftertaste, it becomes a bit more crisp and you get more and more of that kind of grainy dryness out of it. Hoppy side of things, back corners of the palate, you've definitely got a little bit of earthiness there, but as you come further forward along the side of the tongue, it's definitely got a little bit more of a kind of floral quality to it. Yeah, it's almost a little bit herbal on the side of the palate too. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a little bit of English hop in here. Around the front curve of your tongue, a little bit more kind of light and grassy, and then behind the front curve of your palate, fruity wise, you're talking, there's a wee bit of an appley, peary thing in there, but mainly it's a sort of lemony, kind of grassy quality that you're getting out of this one. In terms of the body, or in terms of the mouthfeel rather, I would say quite a light bodied beer. It does have a bit of that oily carbonation to it. It's got a little bit of that oily carbonation. It does, in terms of lager beers, it really does lean towards the oily side of things compared to others. Hoppy wise, I think we're talking maybe about 30 IBUs in this. Malt base, like I said, is quite grainy, a little touch of sweetness to it, and you've also got a little bit of kind of citrusy floral character to it. But yeah, overall, pretty nice lager beer, this one. So yeah, check it out if you get the chance. We'll do another one, and then I'll take you around the bottle shop and things like that as well. Cheers. So just to let you see a little bit upstairs, this is the wee outdoor area that they've got here as well. So, you know, it's definitely a nice little place to come in the summer, and you can go just over here and have a look over in the garden that you saw when I came in. So yeah, just pop through here and you can go in, and then this is their main kind of event space and stuff like that. I think I'm not supposed to be in here, but you can see they've got another lovely bar up here, and then that's their event space through the back there. They've got all these German style benches, so pretty cool actually, really cool. Alright guys, second and last beer of this little visit to Drygate Brewing then. So for this one, this is one of their kind of more random beers I think. This one is called the Downtown Lights, and it's called Bière Blanche, which is basically, it's almost like a French version of a blonde beer if I remember rightly. It comes in at 5.4%, and you know, this is kind of one of the cool things about this brewery. I mean, Drygate, it is owned by Tenants, so you know, one of the big massive macro breweries you get here in Scotland. But you know, they do these little craft beers like this that always turn out to be pretty good. I wanted to have a full glass of this one, but the guy was very kind. It was actually just finishing, and he said, oh here, it's just run out, just take that and have it. So here we are. So yeah, as you can see, as you'd expect from a kind of blonde beer, a French blonde beer, it smells very like a Belgian blonde when I had a sniff earlier. So I think it will be quite similar to that, a little bit like Leffe or something like that, which, as I've told you, is one of my go-to beers that I have, although I very rarely drink beer outside of the YouTube channel these days. But you know, this one, lovely kind of bright yellow straw golden colour, kind of what you'd expect. It had a nice kind of white creamy head when it was poured. Let's take a look at that aroma and see how we get on. Straight away with this one, you've got those lovely big doughy yeasty notes coming out of this one. To me, it does remind me, if I think of other beers, the aroma is in the malt base here really remind me a little bit of Hefeweizen and Trüppel. It's kind of like a combination that. It's got a slightly sweeter kind of candied note that you would expect of a Hefeweizen. Those sort of candy notes, bananas in there, the very smooth wheaty qualities as well. But at the same time, it does have a little bit of the biscuity notes you'd associate with a blonde or maybe even a Trüppel, to be honest with you. So a lovely sweet malt base in there. It's not really spicy or anything. This is a very smooth, sweet smelling Belgian kind of blonde type beer, this. So I really like how how this one goes together. I mean, the nose in this beer is really, really nice. Fruity wise, I think we're talking apples and pears, a little bit of a sort of apricot-y kind of thing. You know, those kind of things as well. Try to think if there's a bit more to it than that, but I think not in terms of the fruity notes. Hoppy wise, a little bit of grassiness, a little bit of floral quality, pretty much kind of what you would expect from a Belgian blonde. But like I say, when it's beer blanche, if I remember correctly, that is more of a French blonde. And you know, French beer styles, you don't hear about too many of them these days, so this was why this one caught my eye and I thought that I would have a go at it. So yeah, the Downtown Lights from Drygate Brewing Company here in Glasgow in Scotland. Slange, let's go. That's nice. That's solid. That very drinkable. I mean, 5.4%. In fairness, I would normally expect the Belgian blonde to be about 6% if I'm remembering the Leffe percentage correctly. But this one's very, very smooth. Straight away, you're going to get that nice wheaty quality, just blank at the middle of your tongue. As you go further in the aftertaste, it thickens up a little bit. You start to get the more doughy, yeasty notes out of it. There's a little bit of that kind of banana flavour in the middle of your tongue. You also get a little bit of a biscuity note in there as well. Hoppy wise, back corners of your palate, teensy little bit of earthiness. As you come further forward along the side of your palate, it's a little bit kind of, there's a little bit of floral quality there. Then round the front curve of the tongue, it's a little bit lighter. It's not as hoppy as the Pils was, the lager beer, sorry, that I tried a little minute ago. But this one's definitely a little bit lighter and kind of smoother, I would say. And I really like how this goes together as a blonde beer. It's not quite as thick as some of the ones that you've come across. So this is a nice, it's almost like a table beer, to be honest with you. When I think about it, this one is quite similar to a table beer rather than a blonde beer. I can't remember if the French blondes are usually a little bit lighter in alcohol. The main reason I can't remember is because you don't see them too often. Yeah, this is a solid blonde beer, so I mean, if you get the chance to try the Downtown Lights, have a go at it. Very nice, and as I say, the cool thing about Drygate is they're always trying different stuff and brewing different beer styles. So, mouthfeel wise, mid-bodied beer, this one, carbonation is very smooth, quite oily overall in its mouthfeel, and IBUs, I think you're lucky if this one has 10 IBUs in it, very smooth and slightly sweet, particularly in the aftertaste. You get more of the wheaty and slightly biscuity notes coming out of this one, and you've also got a nice little bit of juicy fruity quality in there as well, which is really good. So yeah, this is a solid beer, this one. If you get the chance, have a go at it. So what we'll do before we leave, we'll go and take a little look at the bottle shop side of things, and I'll give you my final thoughts just when I get out the brewery. Cheers. Alright, so let's go and take a wee look at their bottle shop and see what they've got then. So, you come in, a little bit of Kernel, Schneiderweiss, this is quite cool. Some Stewart ones that I haven't seen before. Kinnegar from Ireland, this is quite cool. Schneiderweiss, more Schneiderweiss. A little bit of Magic Rock, which is always good. Harbour, Beavertown, Wild Beer Company. Meantime, I still need to try something from them. Never ever had anything from them. Siren, I think this is the first time I've seen Siren in cans actually. This is quite cool, I have to say. Cromarty Brewing Company from up north, very, very good brewery if you can get a hold of their stuff. Some Tempest, another very good Scottish brewery. Fallon, Spencer, American things. Tempest, again, very, very good brewery, these ones. Old Parochial, Scotch Ale, that is a beautiful, beautiful beer. More Fallon stuff. I mean, I've never seen this particular series from Fallon before. Rock and Roll craft beer. This is quite cool. The Marshall stuff, my surname, of course, coming on the amps and stuff. Some more Cromarty things here. This is quite cool. Double Barrel Rocker, Imperial Rye. That looks pretty cool. Black Isle, Goldfinch. Some different Drygate things here as well. These are quite cool. I might need to get a few of these before I leave. This is quite cool. This is the right one, Gladeye Rye. This is how I remember seeing this one before actually, with the Lumberjack guy on the thing. Here's a few of their other beers. Dark Skies American Stout, Seven Peaks Mosaic IPA. Another Crossing the Rubicon, another type of IPA there as well. Yeah, Chimera, sorry. Obviously named after some of the anime characters. Orinoco, that one's been out for a little while. Yeah, this is really cool actually. to see some of these beers. The apple ale, this one's been out for a wee while. A few more American things over here, some Brooklyns, Brooklyn Lager and stuff like that a little bit. Camera's playing up a little bit because they've not got the lights on in here. A few more American things. 8 Wired from New Zealand, I've not seen those in a while actually. Non-alcohol beers over here, Schneider Weiss, Brewdog, a few more German things, Frühkölsch, Augustiner, Schlenkerla, some Hitachino Nest from Japan, that's quite cool. The Aventinus Eisbock, more Schneider Weiss, Paulaner, Mikkeler. Don't know who this one is actually, I'll need to look at that a little bit later on. Sherry Ale, that looks pretty interesting I have to admit. Some Toil, Timmermans, Kvack, Saison Dupont, Westmalle, some Trappists and things like that. And a few more things up here. Some more 8 Wired stuff, that's awesome. I need to have a little more look at these. Behemoth Brewing Company, they were always a very, very good brewery as well, Eau de Gueuze. So yeah, there's a wee Nessie for you. So yeah, really, really cool to come across this little beer shop that they've got in here as well. I think that's a nice touch to the brewery, so yeah. Alright guys, so final thoughts on my wee visit to Drygate Brewery. As you can see, you know, it's a really kind of snazzy sort of hipster type venue, but it's nice. They've got a good quality, of beer, good little selection of their own stuff. It's evolved a lot since I was first here back in 2016. Prices of the beer is pretty reasonable, for me at least, cheaper than Sweden, so I'm not complaining. But they've got a good selection of food and things as well. The menu's pretty impressive. So come along if you find yourself in Glasgow and check it out. It's quite cool to try some beers from Tenants, sort of craft division if you like. So come and check out Drygate here in the centre of Glasgow. Cheers, Slàinte.